Good morning everyone. Today you are going to hear about the different roles and responsibilities of personnel involved in crane, forklift and sling operations, as set out in the CCICHSE plan. Please take a look at the presentation slides, and if you have any questions, let me know. Let's begin. Participants will get an understanding of the 4 major causes of crane accidents, as well as the pre-planning required before using a crane. Moreover, the 2 main precautions that apply to working with cranes near power lines will be discussed. To eliminate hazards for using forklifts, cranes or slings to handle materials, at least 3 ways will be mentioned. Finally, participants will be informed of at least 3 actions that help reduce or eliminate hazards when storing, using or disposing of materials. The HSE manager is essential in guaranteeing that all crane, forklift and sling operations are completed in a secure manner. They offer counsel and support on all elements of safety and health guidelines to the project director, construction managers, and other essential staff. Furthermore, they need to be knowledgeable on and obey CCIC Safety and Health Procedures SCO 2006 and HSE page LOP. EU. Rigging superintendent must guarantee that all lifting equipment and gear utilized for any lifting activities has been checked, endorsed and is fittingly taken care of as indicated by this methodology. They should moreover ensure that just qualified and skilled staff, for example, riggers, slingers and banksmen, are allocated to these activities. This is in accordance with the security and operational protocols laid out in SCD 2006 and HSE page LOP. EU. The appointed competent person responsible for lifting equipment and gear must ensure that testing, examination, and certification is done in accordance with the CCICHSE plan and HSE requirements as set out in the Safety Code of 2006, HSE page LOP. EU. This means that the appointed competent person must ensure that all lifting equipment and gear is regularly inspected to guarantee the safety and efficiency of all operations. Supervisors are crucial for maintaining secure and effective use of cranes, forklifts, and slings. They need to verify that work method statements, task risk evaluations, and lifting plans or rigging analyses have been finished, and that the regions around the lifts are securely barricaded and cautionary signs posted. Furthermore, they must make certain that the weight, form, and radius of the load are appropriate for the chosen lifting equipment and gear. Taking these measures helps avoid accidents and ensure a safe work atmosphere. Riggers and slingers are responsible for a range of vital activities related to the secure and efficient use of cranes, forklifts, and slings. This includes examining and discovering any impairments in the lifting equipment prior to using them, in addition to ascertaining that the mass, center of gravity, and properties of a load are accurately established and considered. These operations are led by the company's Health, Safety, and Environmental Protection Operating Procedure, or HSE page LOP. EU, which was organized in 2006. Roles and responsibilities are a crucial part of safely and efficiently operating cranes, forklifts, and slings. Banksmen are responsible for preventing unauthorized personnel from entering the restricted area around the lifting operation. This is an important step in making sure that the lifting operation runs smoothly. Additionally, banksmen must make sure that taglines are attached and are used on all loads. Following these safety protocols helps guarantee a safe lifting environment for everyone involved. Before any operation involving the use of lifting equipment such as hoists or mechanical lifting devices, a task risk assessment must have been completed. The lifting equipment and lifting gear must be certified and the load must not exceed the dynamic or static capacities of the equipment. These are vital safety protocols to ensure safe and efficient operations. Planning for any lifting operation is of utmost importance, and a safety plan for lifting operations must be adhered to ensure the safety of personnel on site. All details have to be taken into account, such as the load weight, lifting method, working radius, communication system, ground stability, existing services, height restriction, competent resources, and overhead power lines. The selection of the appropriate equipment is also crucial. By following a few simple steps during the planning process, disasters and costly errors can be avoided. Lifting operations require adherence to several safety measures. The position of the lifting equipment, such as side booms, must be kept vertical, as moving it sideways could result in pulling the load. Additionally, personnel must not be placed beneath the load, hoist, or jib. Lifting the load over people's heads is not allowed either. Mobile equipment must always have audible reversing alarms. Following these guidelines is essential for the safety of those involved in the lifting operations. When planning a lift, it is essential to consider the ground stability and suitability for the outrigger pads to be placed. To ensure the load is spread out evenly, the outrigger pads should be positioned with sound timber packing or metal plates beneath them, covering an area that is a minimum of 3 times the area dimension of the outrigger pad. It is essential to have outriggers fully extended on both sides during a lifting operation. Outrigger pads must not be fixed to the outriggers. Further, a sign warning of the risk of overhead power lines must be attached to each crane for safety purposes. Adhering to these important steps will ensure that crane, forklift, and sling operations are executed safely and successfully. Adhering to established procedures when it comes to lifting operations is essential for the safety of personnel. All lifting equipment operators must not start operation until the banksman is within their range of vision or in radio contact with them and a signal has been given and understood. The crane operator should only obey the signal of the banksman, except in case of an emergency when any emergency stop signal can be given. Adhering to these procedures is vital in providing a safe working environment for all personnel. When using chains for lifting operations, it is important to remember to always adhere to safety protocols. The chain selected should be suitable for the job and should not be under strain when tied in knots, kinks, or twists. Furthermore, shortening or splicing the chains must not be done by knotting, wiring, or placing bolts between links for safety reasons. Wire ropes are a critical component of a secure and effective lifting process. All personnel involved in these activities must understand how to properly maintain wire ropes and cables in accordance with the safety factor advised by the manufacturer. In particular, it is important to take out of service any wire ropes that are knotted, kinked, twisted, frayed, badly swagged at the loop, charred or flattened. As an additional precaution, always bear in mind SCO 2006 and HSE page LOP U guidelines when executing any lifting procedure. Safety should always be the top priority when performing crane operations. Restrictions can be applied to lifting operations, such as not permitting any lifts at wind speeds exceeding 30 knots or 35 miles per hour. When working in close proximity to overhead electric lines or cables, the crane should not be positioned closer than the length of the crane jib plus 6 meters, to guarantee safe and efficient crane operations. Lifting operations require good communication to ensure safety. An effective communication system should be appropriate for the task to be carried out. For example, when the crane operator and the banksman cannot see each other, radio communication should be used. This is to make sure both parties are aware of any changes in environment, conditions, or instructions. Safety should always be the priority, and keeping communication channels open is key. The color code system is an integral part of the lifting operations procedure. It enables the identification of lifting gear, such as slings, shackles, rope wire and belts, that have been checked and approved for use within a specific period. Each color in the code denotes a certain time frame. Additionally, information boards displaying the latest color coding should be put up in clearly visible areas at the worksites for ease of reference. Adherence to these guidelines enables us to guarantee safety and effectiveness in our crane, forklift, and sling operations. The lifting operations checklist is a vital element in securing safe and competent crane, forklift, and sling operations. It is a list that functions as a prompt and guide for those involved in lifting operations to detect and mitigate for any dangers prior to launching a lift. It cognizes the essential facets of a lifting operation, ranging from hazard assessment and organization, to equipment assessment and personnel qualifications. It is the responsibility of managers, rigging superintendents, certified individuals, and line supervisors to make sure that the lifting operations checklist is accomplished prior to any lift being conducted. To ensure safe and efficient crane, forklift and sling operations, the HSE plan requires personnel such as managers, rigging superintendents, appointed competent persons, and line supervisors to be certified and qualified. This includes obtaining a method statement risk assessment, certified crane, certified operator, certified riggers, approved rigging study, competent supervision, assessment, SOS 2006, tested color-coded tackle, toolbox, crane checklist, a firm and level ground, a signaler, wind velocity, crane chart, lines, live systems, barricade area, and being aware of the crane's capacity and not overriding the computer. Furthermore, personnel should not perform any rigging study beyond their qualification, and nobody should be exposed to any high-risk situations, or the load should not be touched while suspended.